Episode of Sisters on the Sidelines, we compare and contrast the balance between balancing your corporate duties in your job and balancing your role as a mother. And I think my support role at work, it I don't feel like people's mama at work because I refuse to take that title. We all adults. I'm not your mama. But giving support to grown people all day long kind of takes away from the support you have to give your children after you get off mentally, physically, and emotional support as well. Because back in the days when I worked at that other place for 8 years and being on the phone, and you just don't want to talk to nobody after that. But having your whole day, somebody's asking you to do something, somebody's asking you for help with something, somebody's asking you to do something they didn't do, somebody's asking you questions about something you told them 2 months ago, and then to go home and repeat that on a different level, it's draining. But now I'm trying to learn how to, what did Brandy, the millennial manager, say? We have to act like certain people at work. I'm always busy at work. I don't have time to assist you with that. I can't be helping you with that when you're supposed to be helping other people with that. So, you have to learn your cutoff and your level of effort that you're willing to put into people who should already know how to do their jobs. Because I have to go home and still be a mother and not go off on my kids when they ask me what's for dinner. Because I'm trying to ask me questions every 5 minutes. So now, I go to work, I lay low, I do what I have to do. I don't key and call with too many people because once you do that, they think you friends and then they can ask you for favors. And being in IT, y'all just don't understand that we go get your own batteries. That ain't technical. You like this document? Well, what did you do to like it? Go in reverse and unlock the document. Your monitor turned off? Well, what happened when it turned off? To literally go home and have the kids ask you the exact same thing. Mama, can you help me? Mama, can you help me? Mama, we got to do. Mama, we got to do. So I'm trying to I give my kids grace before anybody else. So, everybody else, you just got to, you'll get the level that is being compensated for. Me stressing myself out and worried about y'all after 5 o'clock, that is no more. So I'm working on my balance more because I feel like I wasted a lot of time in them charter years, them Norton years, giving it your all for everything and everybody for it to not work out for you,
Mm,
but that for everybody else.
that's a quote, honey. Yes.
So yeah, I'm just doing what I'm doing and going home and being a mother at 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, I'm done with y'all. There's no on-call phone. There's no after-hour Teams messages. There's no nothing. Send me an email. I'll get with you tomorrow.
This is the way you said they send me the little Kim doing it and doing it and doing it. Is that Lil Kim? Is that Lil Kim? Who's that? That ain't Lil Kim.
Race out.
I
Is
thought
it?
it was.
Okay, y'all look like it wasn't Lil Kim, so
I
the
was
way
thinking of the context of the song.
I know, not that doing it, but the way she said doing it took me there.
Hilarious.
So, Tanisha, as a business analyst, are you
And
still on
interest,
for work?
I feel, I feel now this at this point in my career to where I'm like, okay, I need to be able to focus on family at the same time versus trying to give it all in every other area. Um, so like this year, probably last year has been focused on family. But I think for me, other places I've worked compared to where I'm at now, I feel like they set the precedent up front that we're about family. Like we want you to leave your job at your job. Like we want you in BT. Let me clarify in BT And so they let it be known. It's not they're not saying like take off for every single thing, but there's that flexibility there. They don't want it to be abused, yes. But it's clear that there's that flexibility there. Like the kids are out of school, you can't come in the office, cool. You know, you gotta leave early for this because can't nobody else get there. Cool. Like there's that it was put up there from the beginning. Other places I worked, I feel like there are no boundaries as to where, well, if this person can call me after hours, then I can call you after or before hours. And I think that just defines the differences in the culture, to where you allow those boundaries to be crossed in the beginning, and it just kind of never ends to where you can't leave your job at home. Not to say they won't allow you to, but it's almost like this is what the culture feels like. So if Susie has to do it and Susie's calling me and I'm calling this person because Susie needed something, then it just felt like that was the expectation. So I feel like it can also be misconstrued often, just depending on what the corporation has allowed their culture to turn into, and not setting that precedent up front. But the balance for me is just when I have to leave work a little early to pick up the kids from school. But then, I honed in on my schedule and I was like, what day can I work from home? And it'd be a day that I pick up the kids to where there's not much demand for me to be in the office. And it works out with me working from home on days I have to pick up the kids from school. And then I made that decision because I was going to get the kids, thought that I had enough time to make it from my work, which is about 30, 45 minutes, depending on traffic, to the kids' school. And they get out at 4:20. I was close 4:45, and the assistant principal calls my phone. We're here. This is such and such with your kids at the school. Are you coming to pick them up, or someone coming to pick them up? And I was like, yes, I'm on my way. So they must have finished Carver line hella early because it was 4:45, and I got a phone call. So that was just like, okay, yeah, I can't. If I'm gonna be in the office, I need to leave the office by this time. So I don't feel guilty about that phone call and the Kesslin coming and looking like nobody ever gonna come pick her up from school and she was gonna have to stay there. So yeah, that's one's for me.
Lee, what about you?
Yeah, I guess in the role that I play now, we're facilitating, and having to be on for 8 hours as a facilitator, and I'm an introvert. I completely deplete by the time my day is over. So having that energy for my child can sometimes be sacrificed. Or even the time to get my child on time. Like, thankful for our village that we have, because his weekend mom can pick him up when I can't get off of work on time, because I'm facilitating a class. So that hard balance of just having to be on based on my personality, but my role demands it and requires it. So making do of what I can. But here lately shifting to like project work has been helpful, where I can focus and lead and do the things that are of my skill set and I have to be on camera. So it's a nice balance, a nice shift. But yeah, it can be draining trying to manage the two as well.
And not that my job doesn't, because Lord knows they do. There's flexibility and freedom there to come and go as I need. And it's not even that. It's just it's beyond support, because now I'm thinking for you. And to do that for grown people every day, it's just, so I'll be putting my earbuds in. People be like, oh, you're not going to talk to us today? I didn't come here to talk. I came here to work. But yeah, it's worked itself out so far. So far, so good.
Tanisha, do you still have my sign?
I was about to. So
Okay.
I do still have your sign, but so Evangela had a sign, and one of it said "knock to get my attention. I'm zoned out or tuning out," and it was a black chick with headphones on, listening, like focused. And then the other one says, "I'm focused, like come back later" or something like that. Just straight up telling them before you even get to ask me a question, just don't even think about it. Come back. But I be tempted to use it when I be listening to music and I'm really like bopping. That's when I want to put it up because I be so focused on my monitor, my work, and then people will come up and I'll be like, but yeah, I haven't used it, but I thought about putting it up the other day. But I realized I didn't even speak on what it was like for me as a BA. But BA, it's like we can or can't be the front person sometimes. So if my team is assigned to something, I'm usually that person you want to come to, get questions, get answers, or just coordinate to, so then I can run it down to the rest of the developers. But every team kind of operates differently. So I feel like me and my lead dev kind of tag team that a lot, but I'm trying to get it more to where I'll handle people. You can focus on, the code. Not to say you won't ever have communication with people, because there will still be those times. But yeah, I get it, because so that's what you were saying, like in previous roles, and probably the further I get along in this one, I'm talking to people all day. I don't have anything to say. I don't want to make decisions. And I feel like from William's perspective, like how he sees me at home, constantly talking, constantly making decisions. Like if I come home and I'm like shut down or like decompressing, then it's almost like what you mean you don't want to make no decision? Like you always talking, you always got something to say. Like what do you mean? So I think that's where it is. But I try to. It's a home of a conversation. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so I get the whole. I give directions. I instruct people all the time at work. I'm not trying to come home and have that be my same role.
Amen.
So we'll wrap up this episode as we talk about the corporate life balance and mom life balance. While it looks different for each one of us, we do find the space to either be each other's sounding board in those times, to get each other through, whether it's our text threads, whether it's a quick call after work to vent, or it's these sessions right here where we can kind of unload and unpack together. So that is what it's like to be a sister on the sideline, balancing our corporate life and our mom life. So thank you for tuning in to this episode, and continue to stay in tune with the